Yeah, so seems like finally we are streaming. Sorry for waiting and thanks for staying with us. Hope that fixed already. So yeah, just a few minutes ago, I was speaking about myself. So thanks a lot for joining this evening. Thanks a lot for joining us this Wednesday evening. It will be a pleasure to speak with you the next hour. So, few words about myself. I work in sales more than 6 years, both in B2B and B2B sales. And last year, I joined IO Technologies team, which is basically product for analytical product for big digital media companies. And later on, I migrated to Closely. Closely is a LinkedIn engagement platform. So as a sales executive here, I manage daily both inbound and outbound channels and manage the full deal cycle from the prospecting to negotiation and closing the deal. So actually that would be great to get acquainted a little bit with you. So it would be great to know about your role. Just type a little in the commentaries below this video. Are you a lead generation? Maybe you are in sales or in marketing or maybe even in product. So we'll get acquainted a little bit with each other. So it would be great to know you in this way. And today I'm going to bring to light some things that we consider really important in B2B sales. So we're going to speak about the whole sales pipeline. As we know, there is no such stage which we can overlook, basically. But to my mind, prospecting is the most important one, since the better you are at prospecting, the better chances you have to move your prospect down the pipeline, and the better chances you have to close this deal successfully. So today's webinar will be about outreach, and especially about one of the newly discovered channels, which is social selling. And we are speaking right now about the LinkedIn. When it comes to social sales and to social sellings, it just was like recently invented. And in this way, LinkedIn is one of the most promising platform, because according to official statistic, 80% of leads, B2B leads, come from LinkedIn. So this webinar will be about LinkedIn outreach and how to combine prospecting and LinkedIn with the whole sales pipeline. Actually, if you are already started with the LinkedIn, with the using LinkedIn as your sales channel, just drop a plus in the commentaries to this video. It would be great to know, the whole level of the audience. So if you don't, just drop a minus. So we will also know the level of the audience in this way. So seems like it was yesterday that we were searching for some phone numbers and making those cold calls. Like, it's a very unpleasant business that still comes in nightmares sometimes. And later on, emails arrived and they actually changed the way we sell. But the major problem today with the emails is that, of course, if we are speaking about middle and senior level decision makers, is that their mailboxes are already overcrowded with the emails, lifeless, cliches, with very typical CTAs. So basically, they receive daily a very high amount of the emails. So as a result, they simply reply with no interest, or more likely your email will end up just buried in a trash or in spam. Of course, that final result, it depends on the quality of your prospect list. It depends on how well do you know your audience, how well do you know their pains, and are you really able to satisfy their pain points with your solution, with your service, for example. But reality is that it's very simple, because people buy from people. And the most effective sales channel has always been a person-in-person meeting, which is basically nearly impossible right now in a COVID and digital world. And the problem with the emails is that also there is almost no chance to create that initial bond, initial connection between a sales rep and the prospect via email. And also here is another thing, that according to Edelman Trust Barometer, only like small amount of prospects engage with the brands if they do not know them before in social media. So basically 39% of people only have some relationship with the brand. They are ready to have a discussion about sales with them if they know them on social media, if they have engaged with them on social media before that. So basically, social platforms are unique opportunities to businesses to market themselves. And if we're speaking about the social selling, this recent trend, so in a nutshell, social selling is about adding people to your network and engaging with them on social medias. But it's not that simple as that, and it's not about simply adding everybody to your network and bombarding their messengers with straightforward offers and advertising of your company, your service. It's more about building long-lasting relationships. It's about being in their informational field and creating and sharing relevant content. And of course, it's about engaging with them, with their posts, with their life, etc. So it's about relationship. It's not about selling more. And in this perspective, we are speaking about one and only professional network. So LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the first place where you have a chance to meet all the professionals all over the world. Just look at those just really impressive numbers, because the statistic is really, it's really impressive. So LinkedIn currently has 757 million users from more than 200 countries. And out of those scope, 30 millions are companies. And which is even more interesting that LinkedIn is considered the most effective B2B lead generation channel, according to 80% of marketers. And 94% of B2B marketers use LinkedIn to distribute content. So basically, LinkedIn is a source of networking, and LinkedIn is the source where people are coming to find not only people, but also some relevant content, some tips, etc. This is why networking is a king, but also content is the king in this channel. So while other social media like Twitter, like Facebook, like LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, but some TikTok, for example, they are great to know your audience, their lifestyle, their habits. Those are great channels to get to know your audience better. But only LinkedIn is designed for people and businesses to find and work with each other. So in fact, this is the main platform designed to generate new businesses. And also, which is interesting fact that in LinkedIn, users are more open to participate in sales conversations. So, for example, 76% of buyers are ready to have sales conversation on LinkedIn, and 62% of B2B customers respond to salespeople, which means that users who are using this network, who are using LinkedIn, they perceive this channel as a potential channel to have to speak about some deals or to find some business, to find some service, etc. So this is a business channel. So with LinkedIn, you are reaching a quality audience in a very professional context. However, it takes really a sophisticated approach to seize all the opportunities and get most of this platform. How to begin? Of course, to begin, you should think about your image, your profile first, because basically on LinkedIn, your goal is to network and to connect with as many people as possible. So the point of LinkedIn networking is to build your name in the industry and make your profile attractive to potential customers. So the more people you connect, of course, right people, right audience that is suitable for you, the better. But the truth is also that majority of LinkedIn users will look through your profile and they will review it. They will evaluate you based on your digital brand, which is basically, this is a business card in a nowadays digital world. So in this, at this point, it's vital that you pay attention to your social selling index or SSI. This is basically a metric that attributes the rank of your profile from 0 to 100. And it depends on how well you have optimized your profile and how your campaigns perform, how does your outreach performs. The higher the number is, the more trustworthy it becomes in the eyes of LinkedIn. So, for example, people with higher social selling index tend to produce 45% more opportunities than those with the lower social selling index. So also at this point, it's worth to remember that there are no like standard scores to which every industry goes. So your scores are relative and they depend on the average performance of your niche. So, for example, you can check this compared to the people in your industry or in your network. So this is a screenshot, for example, from the real profile, from the real LinkedIn profile, where you can see that your profile particularly is among top 4% within the industry and among top 4% in your network. So those are like really good numbers, and you can always find and check the statistics directly in your LinkedIn profile. So I would recommend to pay attention to this, because the higher social index you have, the better is for you in order to create new opportunities. And for example, make sure you tap into all analytical that LinkedIn provides to you, because you can see what should be improved. So the basic statistic may be accessed directly from your LinkedIn profile. This is also a screenshot from a real profile. So you can see, for example, how many connections you have. Of course, the more connections you have, the better. Also, how many people viewed your post, what is your reach, how many people do you reach with your activity, with your posts, and also how many post views do you have, how many times do you appear in the search, etc. So this is quite a basic statistic that can be viewed from any LinkedIn profile. And the question is how to boost your social selling index. So the very first step is to create a really professional profile. So you should present yourself as a brand representative. So which means that you should have a fully designed profile, which has all sections filled. So the customers, just people and prospect who came across your profile, they realize at a glance who you are, what kind of activity are you doing, what is your role, and how can you help them with solving some particular issues. Just so the first thing is to put yourself in the shoes of your potential customer, and think what kind of information are they searching on LinkedIn, what kind of services, what kind of solutions do they search. So with this in mind, you should fill your profile sections. So we won't stop here for a lot, because you can find a lot of information about filling LinkedIn profiles, different tips, etc. Of course, you can visit our blog, where you can find really tons of useful information. So just a few tips, very basic one, with which you should start when creating your brand profile. So the first thing is about your profile picture. So you should definitely choose right profile picture, because some pictures that are very suitable for other networks like Instagram or Facebook, they're not quite appropriate for the LinkedIn, because no pixelized pictures, no cropped pictures, no sunglasses, etc. So it should be a very clear photo, maybe with the smile, so which contains like all your face, not just a cropped part, etc. So the more professional look you have, the more suitable this photo will be for the prospecting, for the prospecting as a part of LinkedIn activity. Because you can see that, for example, at the upper part of the slide, this is a quite professional picture, professional profile, and the lower one, it's also very nice. The picture is nice and the lady is nice, but it doesn't look as a LinkedIn professional picture. The next point is to communicate the message that you want, that depict you as you want to be perceived by your audience. So just think about and make a clear statement. What kind of service, what kind of solution do you offer, and how you can be useful to the prospects, to the people that are passing by your profile. So what problem do you solve? What is your superpower? And just few words in the headline, they will make your profile really outstanding, because a person came in across your profile, they will be able to read directly in a few seconds how you can help them, with what kind of issues you can help them. Also, what is necessary, and you should pay attention to this as well. You should keep your profile updated, not only with the job title, not only with the places of the job, organizations, etc., but also with your professional latest achievements. So any kind of the courses, certifications, skills, etc., they should be added to your LinkedIn profile, because people should know, like in a few words, what are your super professional superpowers. So it's very vital also to keep this section updated. And one more important thing is about recommendation and endorsement. So when I'm thinking about the endorsement, it's like kind of finding a hotel in Booking, because of course you're looking at the picture, of course you're looking at the like basic information, etc., but you always read the comments, you always read the section who does recommend this, or etc. So it's vital also to endorse other people, so they will do you a favor and endorse you also. And of course, it's a very nice thing when you would like, for example, to connect with somebody, and you not only to add him to your professional network, but afterwards you also come in to the section of his skills and you endorse them. So it's a really nice, very polite way, I would say, to establish a connection with your prospect. And also, last but not least here is about content. As we already mentioned, content is one of the pillars on which LinkedIn is standing. So it's vital to create, share, and post relevant content. By relevant content, I mean basically any kind of the content that is within your activity, within your professional interests, etc. So also you should be on the same page with your audience. You can also post even cats if this is funny, if this is relevant to your audience, if you are on the same page. So also videos, different multimedia like presentations, pictures and videos, they work really well, especially also polls, for example. So try to create activity on your profile. So this will increase your social selling index, and this will also increase your visibility in others' contacts. So it will be easier for another people to see you when you are posting some content, your audience is reacting to that, and vice versa, because of course you should engage with the prospects' content as well. Just sharing, likes, commentaries, this is also increasing the chance to be visible by other users and to increase your network in this way. So before we jump to the next chapter of the journey, which is dedicated to finding the right audience for your profile, for your search. This is basically also a very important pillar on which your social selling index is also based on. It's good to mention that social selling index is not the most important thing. So in case if you are starting your LinkedIn outreach, you should be concentrated on your goals. So not only on establishing high social selling index, which is itself is really good and important thing, but you should clearly understand what kind of goals would you like to cover, what kind of actions would you like to see, to get from your prospects. Is it booking a demo, for example, with you? Is it reading your content? Is it answering some polls, some questions that you ask them, etc.? So also you should have all the metrics. You should work with the metrics in mind. So what kind of metrics would you like to reach? Because social selling index itself is important, but of course, if we are speaking about LinkedIn outreach as a whole, more important is to focus on your own goals. All right, so let's move to the next chapter, which is about one of the most interesting things, anatomy of a perfect LinkedIn campaign. So anatomy of a perfect LinkedIn outreach. So how to actually start to build your lead base on LinkedIn. So after you spend some time on creating, establishing your brand value in the eyes of your prospects, in the eyes of your audience, it's time to use this power in order to find the right audience and try to connect with them in order to present your solution, your business, for example. So connecting with people is not very difficult business, but connecting with the right people and finding the right people for your solution may be a little bit difficult. So it demands your efforts. Your goal is on LinkedIn is not only to connect with many people as possible, but also to connect with the audience that is considered as a good fit for your product. So because if you will send requests, messages, etc., information to the audience that is not relevant to your solution at all, you will simply spend your limits. We will discuss the limits later, of course, but as you may know, recently LinkedIn introduced very strict limits for the outreach, for the requests. So it's only 100 per week. So you should realize very clearly to whom you want reach with your messages, with your requests. And here we come to the ICP, or ideal customer profile. This is, to put it simply, this is business or people that can bring potentially the most value to your organization, to your business. So if you still did not think about this before, if you still don't have any kind of the clear picture, what is your audience exactly, I would recommend you to do this immediately, because this will allow you not to waste your sales budget. We are not speaking here about LinkedIn limits, but we are speaking about sales budget as a whole. So just keep in mind that you should present your solution, your business, to the people that are more open, that are more interested in it. So in this case, you should think about the list of potential customers who might be interested in your solution. So at first, you should think about the following criteria. They are very simple, they are very basic. So we can speak here about industry, about geography, about company size, also different pain points that those companies or those people they might have. They are closely connected with the business objectives as a whole, etc. So this is like a very, very basic information. And of course, the more information you've dug, the better is for you, because the sharper will be the focus. LinkedIn offers you various opportunities in order to find the audience according to your ICP. So you can use LinkedIn filters, both free filters and paid or sales navigator, to connect with the right audience. So let's check this in a short video that we recently introduced. I will comment it right now. That would be me again for a few seconds on a screen. So as I told before, you can use both like basic search navigator, which is free, or you can use paid version, which comes with the sales navigator. So just go to the to your network. You can also tick the boxes with the second or third connections, for example, and you see the full list of the people who are among your second or third type of connections. You can also choose different filters, like location, for example. You can choose a location like as a wider geography, for example, United States, or you can also type in some particular city, or you can type in some particular region, for example, so which will make your search even more precise. Also, you can check filters like current company if you are concentrated on finding prospects from some particular company. I would also recommend you to use a filter title, because you can use one title, for example, or you can use multiple titles. I would recommend you to experiment with this, because you may have different lists of prospects with different titles, so you can run different A/B tests and see what works better, how does your solution works for different titles, for example. Also, you can use variety of other filters, for example, industry, etc. This is all available in the basic search, in the free search. If you have Sales Navigator, of course, you have a greater number of filters option. So you can see at a glance that you have a quite bigger number of filters available. So you can also choose here geography, for example, which is necessary, and job titles as well, because otherwise you will have a very wide list of the prospects. It is always better to narrow down your search according to geography and according to the titles. Also, important filter is the company size. So in case if you know that your solution fits to the companies of some certain size, to the small or contrary to the bigger ones, you can also choose this filter amount paid filters in Sales Navigator. And in this way, you will get even more precise list of the leads. So you can see that, just a second. You can see that basically LinkedIn offers you really a variety of options in order to find right audience, suitable audience, because this may be reached both through free account, and of course, if you have bought a paid version, this gives you a little bit more flexibility and a little bit more filters, which you can use in order to sharpen your focus on the audience. And one more, I would say, hack from our side, that as you may know, recently LinkedIn introduced new limits for sending requests and for sending requests to people to add to your network. This is only 100 requests per week right now. And sometimes it is a little bit bigger. This number is a little bit bigger, sometimes a little bit less. It depends in some particular site, on some particular site, on your social selling index, but there is no right direct correlation. So it's like black box from LinkedIn. And here is one thing that I would love to share with you as well. So how to find people on LinkedIn, and do not waste your limits in case if you have an email of a person that you would like to add to your network. So you may go this directly through your network. Just go, for example, to your account in LinkedIn, to your network, to contacts. Add more contacts. And you can see here that you can both upload a file. This will be a CSV. In case if you have a CSV file with your prospects' emails, you can upload it in this way, in this window. And also, if you would like to add person by single email, you can use also this option. So in case if you know the email, let's try, for example, you just simply type email of the person over here, and you have to choose also a template from LinkedIn. This is basically a connection message that will be sent with your request. Unfortunately, you don't have an option here to create a custom one, so just choose any of these, basically, very simple one. And once you will continue, your invitation have been sent. So in this case, you're just simply overcoming the LinkedIn limits, and you can connect with people and invite people to your network without wasting your precious limits. So this is a very nice way when you have a list of your prospects with their emails, so you can work both with the CSV sheet, for example, or you can do it manually, like from email to email. Okay. One more interesting way to connect with the people, which is basically with which you have a lot of common interests, is to find people on groups and events on LinkedIn. So this is where your audience spending time, and within those groups and those events, you have a lot of the common, you have some common interests with your prospects. So it's about finding most of your relevant audience in this way. So joining these groups and events, of course, will also increase your brand value, increase your expertise. Of course, if you are actively participating in different discussions, in conversation, you are commenting, etc. So this is one of the ways also to increase and build your brand value. But one more interesting thing is that you can also, once you become a group member or event, or you join some event, you can also add people, your follows from the network, from the group, for example. So you also have an option to see a list of the people with whom you have common interests and add them to your network. Just use hashtags and keywords in order to find some different relevant groups to you and to your product. So, for example, on this screen, you see that I use two words, SEO and marketing, and I have really a lot of groups on which I can find the audience that is relevant to my product. So you see that LinkedIn really offers a lot of ways in order to find your audience, to find the relevant audience, and basically to try to sell them something, but also to build, it's also allow you to build real connections, and it also allow you to bring value to them. So the biggest mistake to make on LinkedIn is trying to sell from the very first message, which is basically pitching from the connection request. And just do not try to do this right after the prospect replies to your connection message, or he just accepted your invitation. So trying to sell from the first message, this is a very bad strategy. I know myself, I have experienced this as well. So this is like basically this is the picture that shows us really well what happens when you get just another pitching message from LinkedIn. So your task over here at this stage is to create a message sequence which consists of group of messages that will allow you at first to get connect with the prospect, to build some relationships with him, to show him that you really try to reach to him or her, and also to present your solution in a way that will create an interest from the side of the prospect. So this is quite a creative job that should be done thoughtfully. So we recommend you to start with the very simple, short, yet effective guidelines. Just a second, I see that we have a technical issue with the presentation. Just a second. Yeah, finally. Thanks a lot for my helpers, technical helpers. Okay, so this message was this picture was about getting another pitching message at the LinkedIn from the first connection. And right now we are coming to the most interesting part, which is basically about creating a right message with which you can attract your prospect to find out a little bit more about you and your products. So the first thing about writing messages on LinkedIn is about personalization. It's very typical advice, but this is a key actually. And it's not about simply adding a person name to the message, but on this example on the screen, on the left part of the screen, you can see, by the way, a real message, a real connection message on LinkedIn, which does not include even a name of the prospect. So don't do this. This is the bad way. So the first thing you should include, of course, this is the name of the person. Of course, you should demonstrate that you have already done some kind of research, you know his company, and you know the pain points that are common to this company. So this is about the personalization. It's about looking into their problems. It's about offering a relevant solution. So it's not just about mentioning name of the job, etc. Of course, it connects on the level of the connection with the prospect, because in case if you have found him on some group or event, etc., it will be a little bit easier because you can already mention in a connection message that you have some common interest, that you both are member of the following group, etc. So it's a little bit easier. But even in case if you don't have any kind of the mutual interest, mutual points to cross, so it's about learning it's about learning their company, it's about learning their needs, about learning and creating a message that will allow them to feel that you have really done some kind of research and not simply click connect and send in the very mass pitch, very mass connection message. The second one, the second point I would like to cover is to get right to the point and keep it simple. So do not write long reads, because you can see also the example on the right part of the screen. Actually, I haven't read it till the end, because after first few sentences, you already lose the sense of this message. And since there is a lot of words, a lot of like describing the solution, there is no CTA. I simply don't have any kind of interest to read this further and to make any kind of action. So I just accepted this invitation, and then I close this conversation and I never get back to it, because it's way too long and it does not show me any kind of the action that the person from the other side of the screen would like me to do. So one more thing, just keep it short, not more than five paragraphs, very clear sentences, short sentences, and also a very clear CTA. Would you like the person to book a demo with you? Okay, just clearly state this at the end of your message. Would you like the person to share their commentaries regarding your content or regarding their problems, etc.? Just also clearly say it at the end of the message. So I will know, and the person from the other side of the screen will know that what exactly are you waiting for them to do. And the advice about including your personality touch, it's more, I would say, it's more of art than of sales, but also very important to show your personality behind your messages, because this is not about the automated messages without soul, you know. It's about the people, they really feel what kind of emotions and what kind of person you are when you have your personal style, you have your personal touch. So, of course, I encourage you to experiment with different styles, different templates, but just do not change them very frequently, because one day if you are writing a message, connection message to the prospect, very I would say very friendly in a few words, calling him hi, etc. And the other day you are writing a long read with in a very formal style, etc. So it might seem a little bit strange. So in this case, there will be no emotional connection between you and the prospect, because he simply does not feel you behind those messages. So probably two main things about LinkedIn messaging is research and is also about personalization. So the best part of this strategy is being able to send personalized messages and yet send them massively, send them in a batches. So speaking about some numbers, only 2% of deals are closed after the first contact. So, which means that follow-ups and sending multiple messages, they are really necessary part of any campaign, of any sales strategy, because basically daily people receive really, really high numbers of the emails. So it's very simple that they just miss your email. And if you never come back to them with the follow-up, then probably a very small amount of your emails and a little even lower amount of the deals will be closed if you use only one touch approach. So the thing is that outreach itself is a really, really time-consuming thing, time-consuming process, especially if you come into a real personalization. If you don't use just a simple email marketing like templates, if you are trying to personalize your messages and work with different batches of your prospects, so it might be really time consuming because as we are here in Closely, we are obsessed with the numbers. So we had created a research recently, and just to have a look, how much time does it take to reach to 100 prospects if you are using social media? So the result you can see on your screen right now. So the total time in order to reach to 100 prospects via LinkedIn is 8 hours. Of course, this is about one people and you have like only 100 of requests per week. So of course you won't be sitting 8 hours a day and spend this, but yet those are really, really impressive numbers. Just imagine yourself that it's about sending 100 requests, and you should check answers. You should check the levels of interest of your prospects. So you should know exactly who already replied you, to whom you need to send more information. Somebody may need presentation. Somebody asked the answer that they are not interested, just get back to me in 6 months, etc. So you also need to keep those statistics in your head or in your Excel sheet or etc. somewhere when you can find it on the fingertips. This is one of the main aims basically of the LinkedIn automation tools. So we are coming to this topic right now, and the main aim of those tools is to save you some time. So you don't have to do most of your work manually. Of course, you still need to read the replies, you still need to evaluate them, but you don't have to do those, you don't have to do this daily, manually, this lot of initial prospecting tasks like sending connection requests, sending messages, sending follow-ups, etc. And also LinkedIn automation tools, they provide you with a lot of useful statistics. So you know exactly how many people have received your invitations, you know how many people ignored it, how many replies did you get, and you see how does your campaign performs. You can conduct different A/B tests and you can see the results. So you can see the distribution, which is very, very important if we are speaking about LinkedIn outreach strategy. So this is not about like just simply trying something one day and trying something others next day. If you are speaking about like a very strict outreach strategy, we need the data and we need the automation just to save us some time to more important tasks. And as I mentioned before, I worked in Closely, which is a LinkedIn engagement platform, and this is how we do this at Closely. So basically, we help you to automate LinkedIn outreach processes and allow you instantly track the results of your progress, results of your campaign, and allow you to work right in your user space. You don't have to switch between different tools, between LinkedIn, for example, and other tool in order to work with your LinkedIn outreach streamline. So a few things about Closely. At first, Closely offers ultimate safety to its users because this is not a Chrome extension. This is a cloud-based solution, which makes it undetectable for the LinkedIn. It does not recognize the suspicious activity behind it. And also, which is also very important, Closely uses warm-up mode that allow you to start with a smaller number of requests daily and later on increase it day by day. So in this way, also, LinkedIn does not recognize you as an automation tool. You can run different campaigns in Closely, and which is more important, they are auto-piloted. So once you have created a campaign and once you started, you don't have to keep your notebook, your laptop opened, which sometimes is in need for other tools for LinkedIn automation. So Closely works on the background. You may simply switch off your laptop, so it will keep sending connections, keep sending messages, etc. What is also important that Closely offer you to work directly from your inbox, and it offers you very actionable analytics right in your user space. So just let's have a short look at the Closely interface. So right after entering your account, you can see that you can jump to any functionality right from your dashboard, from the main dashboard. You can see over here, for example, different campaigns. Currently, here is only one, and it is active. You can check the status right in your analytical dashboard. You can also easily create new campaign. Just simply add the campaign name. For example, here you can choose also account, because we can add multiple accounts to Closely. Also, just after proceeding to the next step, you can use basically all options to find the right prospects for you from LinkedIn. You can use basic LinkedIn search, which is available with the free LinkedIn account. Just simply copy the URL from the search and paste it over here, so the tool will find all the prospects itself. You can also import contacts from the CSV sheet in case if you have it. And you also, if you have Sales Navigator, you also have an option to copy a URL search from the Sales Navigator of your LinkedIn account. So just few actions, simply copying and pasting URL search. And after this, you are proceeding to write messages. In messages, you can use both built-in templates, and you can also write your custom messages, because we don't limit you here. And you can also choose the number of the follow-ups that will be sent. And also, which is important, you can choose a time delays between follow-ups. So some of them may send right after sending you a prospect connection request. Some of them may send after a day, a week, etc. So it's up to you, basically. Once you have started the campaign, you will see its progress on the progress bar. You can see the status of the campaign, and you can easily turn it off, for example, make it not active. You can see the total progress, how many % of connections have you already sent, and also the total number of the connections sent, how many connections were accepted by the users, how many replies to connection messages you had, and also the same with the follow-up stats. So it's very simple yet actionable statistic over here. And one more important thing I mentioned before is that you can work with your inbox directly in Closely. So you don't have to go to your LinkedIn account and check the answers and the conversations there, because you can see all the conversations over here. Some of them are marked as unread. And in case if you are interested in checking the particular campaign answers, dialogues, you can easily filter your inbox by campaign. And you can see all of the conversations that are related to this particular campaign. Once you're going to this, for example, message, you can also check the information about the prospect. Information, if this information is available on public on LinkedIn. And also you can create some tags. You can see the examples, for example, positive reply in case if you would like, sorry. Sorry. So you can see that you have different tags. You can mark the replies of the prospect with this tag and even leave some notes. Which makes working over here really easy, because once you would like to identify some prospects that replied you positively, you can apply a tag over here, and you can see a full conversations with the prospects that replied in this way, for example. Sorry. Other interface options like seat management and LinkedIn accounts management are also very visible, very easy to manage. So as I mentioned before, you can add multiple accounts to one account of Closely, which makes management quite easier. So yeah, this is how we do it at Closely. And a very nice news from our side. I will be happy to share with you a link to the Closely after this conversation. To everybody who was attending this webinar, I will send a link to your Trial account so you can start with Closely and see how does it work. And also you will get a 50% promo code with the promo code with 50% discount, which you can apply to your first Closely purchase. So just make sure to check your email today or tomorrow's morning, so you can find the link to Trial and the promo code for 50% discount to your first purchase with Closely. So basically, the summary of this conversation, of this webinar, is as simple as it is on the picture. In case if you still were uncertain about the social selling, about selling through LinkedIn and thinking about LinkedIn as a channel for your sales strategy, as a part of your sales strategy, we strongly recommend you to review your approach, because LinkedIn is not just a source of great and fun and serious and relevant content, but it's also a very great source for leads generation. It's a great source for finding the right audience, for finding a very narrow audience that would be interested in establishing relationship with you, that would be interested in digging into your product more. But of course, this may be done only after establishing a strong outreach strategy, after creating and establishing a strong brand, because it's nearly impossible to gain some trust and to gain some respect from the prospects if you don't have your profile fully designed and designed in a way that will attract your audience to you. So you need to start to connecting with others if you want to successfully generate leads from this channel. And since copy and paste messages are really quite common right now in LinkedIn, you have to think thoughtfully about your outreach campaigns. You have to think thoughtfully how to create really crafted, personalized messages to every bunch of your potential prospects according to your ICP. So make sure you have your ICP ready, make sure you have your messages crafted fully and thoughtfully for each group of people. And of course, invest your time in more in sales deals, more in providing different campaigns, and more in analytical tasks than in just initial stage like prospecting, like sending requests, sending follow-ups, etc. So in this case, I would recommend you to dive deeper into the LinkedIn engagement platforms that will allow you to save some time and to have really nice and actionable statistic. So you will make sure that you have all the data about how your campaigns perform, about what kind of messages perform better for different bunches of your prospect. So yeah, this is how it basically works. So thanks a lot for joining me, for thinking with me this hour about the LinkedIn as a powerful outreach channel. And just let's check, do we have any kind of questions? Oh, great presentation. Thanks a lot. Okay, so currently I see that we have no questions. Thanks a lot for joining again. And just make sure to check your email boxes today or tomorrow morning, because as I mentioned, I will send you a follow-up after this conversation with a link to Trial with Closely and a 50% promo code discount. Thanks a lot again. It was a real pleasure to speak with you, and wish you a pleasant evening. Bye.